Hello and welcome to the Wolfchase Toyota Insider on the Memphis Tiger Network. I'm Jeff Brightwell alongside head coach Daron Schoenrock. And Coach, get back on the road last week, played a neutral site game up in Jackson, the ballpark in Jackson, where you faced Vanderbilt, and really just a good college baseball game. Unfortunately, came out on a 2-1 loss, but it was a very good game for just a baseball fan to watch.
Yeah, it was two pitchers that were very good that night. Dylan has continued to give us good starts in the midweek and giving us a chance, and Vanderbilt, is a pitching-rich tradition program, and their midweek starter was, every bit as good as any weekend guy, and they both squared off, and we didn't make a play late, and it was a difference. They got two swings off and with runners in scoring position, and that was the difference in the game.
One of the better crowds, in fact, the best crowd we've ever played up in front of in Jackson. You get a neutral site game like that, sometimes you get the diehards from Memphis, the diehards from another school, but had a nice contingent there. You got the Lambeth campus there now, and Vanderbilt's having another good season. They brought several fans.
Yeah, they traveled well, and our Tiger fans traveled well. I was impressed with the crowd, and it kind of leads you to kind of look at the future, maybe doing that game with them, maybe on an every other year basis, and I've talked with Tim Corbin, and he wants to try to keep looking at that. And we kind of wanted to, wait and make our decision after we saw the draw, but it was very good and a good environment to play in.
Coach, you head down to Tampa over the weekend, and first of all, it was good just to get in some hot weather finally for baseball. You usually don't think with just 4 weeks left in the season, your chance to get into some hot weather.
Yeah, you guys get a little looser, and I thought we played the games extremely hard all weekend, and two pretty evenly matched teams, two very similar teams, and I think they got the benefit of maybe having the series at home. They did a few things to push a lead out on Friday and Saturday, and then we were able to reciprocate and throw a big inning on the board Sunday, which are really hard to come by.
It's amazing how that place has changed since we went there in 2005, your first year. The field totally different, and they got that jump to the Big East earlier than we did, and they took advantage of some BCS money, and that whole campus looks 180 or 360 degrees different now, and it's totally different.
What an impressive athletic arena, athletic environment that they have. The crowds were very good, and I was really surprised with that, with so much going on in the city of Tampa. But I think the facilities have the nice place to watch a college baseball game, and back to back with the softball field there, you get a lot of kind of dual type crowds, and it was a good environment to play in, and three very good baseball games, and one or two plays, one or two pitches separate the top to the bottom of this league.
Coach, you were able to salvage a game on the road. You lost the first two ball games, and Sunday was the first time that we've been down 0-2 in a series all year. Every other Sunday this year we've had a chance to win the series. It's been split 1-1, but it was a chance to see this team with its back really against the wall. Are you going to be able to, come with some energy on a Sunday morning game that got pushed up, try to salvage a game out of this series, and you were able to do that?
Yeah, we were playing that game at 10:30 on our Central Time Zone clocks, and I was impressed with how our guys came out. We scored first. We scored strictly with a speed game to take a 1-0 lead, and we that held for a little bit. Colin didn't have secondary pitches going, and they barreled some fastballs up, and they found a lot of holes. They got a lot of singles. We did two things. We made all the plays defensively, and they didn't get many extra base hits, and so we were able to claw our way back with one big inning and take a lead, and then we just kind of mixed and matched out of the bullpen and put some guys in some position to have success and grind it out a win.
It's a big 6-run inning in that ball game, and that was one of those innings. We've seen it several times over the last month or so where you get things set up and you think you're going to blow open a big inning and you only scratch one or two runs. But this time, Kane Barrow, we scored on the wild pitch, and it was second, third, and Kane gets a double, and then bang, bang, bang. I think we're 5 singles straight after that, and we really opened things up.
Yeah, what happened after Kane's double was then, our guys went in and used the backside of the field. Ethan hit a ball in the 4-hole. We pinch hit Nate Rupiper. He hit a ball in the 4-hole. So where most RBIs come, they're going to pitch you to prevent pull-type pop, and our guys stayed on some pitches at the right moments, and we're able to scratch out a few more and extend that lead, and then let us do some things in the bullpen to give us a chance to get the game to beat her late.
They scratched out a run in the 6th, a run in the 7th. They started getting back into it, but you turned 2 double plays in the 8th and 9th that were huge. You turned 5 double plays in that ball game.
Yeah, I think maybe 2 of the 5 were unassisted by Ethan balls that took him towards the bag, and we handled the routine play and even the routine ground balls that weren't double plays. We didn't give anything away. We're continuing. This pitching staff is not walking guys, which is very impressive. Now we're giving up some hits, which you can, as long as you keep them singles and not let them get extra base hits and make the plays behind them. It's tough to mount big innings.
Coach, you were going to originally play a game on Tuesday, but due to the unpredictable weather and being out of town and not having a tarp when you're out of town, that's standard around baseball. You're not going to tarp a field for 4 days while you're on the road. Took a little bit of water, so you're shipping it to Wednesday night, Mississippi Valley State at 6:30 at FedEx Park. Another one of these scary teams. The Delta Devils have struggled a little bit this year, but we remember the last time they came in here, they took 1-2 in a doubleheader.
Yeah, every team is very capable. If the stars line up and their guy on the mound has a good game and he's locating pitches, it can make life tough on you. Our goal is going in always to play our best to win. We're going to try to get a bunch of pitchers in the game again to try to keep from burning anybody totally for the weekend. But I want to see how our team responds after getting a huge win on Sunday and a tough travel back. We got back very late Sunday night and took a little day off yesterday, and I think they'll be hungry to play. And now that we're finally getting in some good weather, and it's kind of winding down for some seniors, their numbers of college baseball games they're going to get to play is dwindling down. So I think we'll play with passion.
Starting, speaking of getting to play, Wednesday night at FedEx Park will be a big milestone. Ethan Gross already has the Ironman record. It will be his 200th consecutive start at the University of Memphis.
Yeah, and I don't think Ethan's counting. I think he's just playing, and he's been just a model player in the program academically. Off the field, has been voted captain twice, and it's more so by how Ethan prepares every day than he's not a head slapper and he doesn't run up and out of the dugout and scream at guys. He just goes about his business and gives you 4 or 5 good at bats every game, and he's dominated the routine play, which you want shortstops to do, and defensively he's been one of the better shortstops I've coached in my 29 years I guess, at just consistently making the routine play, and we really hope Ethan gets a chance to go on and play at the next level. He's on that border, kind of a fringe type draft, but hopefully his total body of work will give him a chance, and we're proud and excited for Ethan.
Connecticut comes into town this weekend. You're going to have a chance to play a team directly ahead of you. They lead you by 1 game. I was looking a little bit at their numbers today. Not a huge offensive team, but they play defense and they pitch very well. They're giving up less than 4 total runs. I'm not talking about ERA, but total runs in a ball game. So it could be very low-scoring games between the Tigers and the Huskies this weekend.
Yeah, they've got a really good bullpen going, Jeff. Their weekend rotation is very solid, but then they can go in the bullpen and, like you wanted to do, is actually get better as the game goes on. So you've got to try to find a way to score when you get opportunities. And, you don't want to go into a series thinking about just scoring one at a time, but that may be how you have to approach it with the pitching that they have.
Coach, the highlight of the weekend off the field promotion-wise, and there are a ton of promotions. You can go to GoTigersGo.com, look at the preview, and look at every specific promotion. But Tim Quarter, that's going to be the jersey you're going to retire this year. And you look at his body of work, I don't know if there's a better pitcher that's come out of this program. Now everyone knows about Charlie Lee because he was local, and we take a look at some of those pitchers from the 94 era and back in the 70s too. But I believe he was 27-3 lifetime, All-American on the all-regional teams in the NCAAs, and amazing the numbers if you look back and look at the career of Porter.
He pitched a lot of big games here, and I think he beat Florida State twice on the road and had a nice 5 or so year career in the Cardinal organization. But just talking with guys that played with him, he was just a surgical location. He mixed 3 pitches and just threw everything at the knees and pitched down and never gave offenses a chance to even get anything going. And I've had some talks with him. He's very honored, very humbled to do this. His family, he has parents still living in Covington. He's going to get to come back to town and enjoy a few days back home. And we want all alumni, not just the ones from the era in the early 80s that played with Tim, but all alumni to come out and anytime we put a former player's jersey on our wall, which is now the back of the dugout, we want all the Tiger alumni to celebrate that, because that's a tremendous honor, and then it'll be our 10th one we retired.
That'll be Saturday for the 2 o'clock game. So get out there early. Get out there around 1:30 or so before the ceremony gets going.
1:30 or so. We'll show the picture of Tim we're going to put up and honor him at home plate, and we'll tie that in with a military appreciation weekend. We've got some World War II veterans coming out, and just a lot of activities at the ballpark this weekend, and I think the weather looks like it's going to really cooperate.
All right, sounds good, Coach. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Jeff.
That is head coach Daron Schoenrock. I'm Jeff Brightwell with the Wolfchase Toyota Insider on the Memphis Tiger Network.